Welcome to About the House. Surrogacy is a red-hot debate in Australia right now, largely due to recent high-profile news stories which have seen public calls for introducing a form of commercial surrogacy in Australia. Paying a woman to carry a child through pregnancy is illegal in this country, but the commercial offshore surrogacy industry is growing rapidly and now outnumbers inter-country adoptions, with around 250 Australian parents commissioning surrogates each year. Chief Judge John Pascoe is one of Australia's leading experts on the legal complexities of surrogacy arrangements. He's also Australia's representative to The Hague, which is aiming to develop an international convention on surrogacy. He recently appeared as a witness at the House of Representatives Standing Committee on Social Policy and Legal Affairs inquiry into surrogacy. He says that the debate shouldn't just focus on the creation of a child, and we need to start thinking about what happens when a child born of surrogacy becomes an adult.
I think for children, they need to know their genetic background. And not knowing, I think, is a psychological stress, but it can also lead to health issues in the future. And I had an example which I gave to the committee of a young woman who needed to have a transplant with related genetic material. She was unable to find any member of her family, despite desperately searching, and so she died as a result. But it's also the right of people to know where they came from. What is my genetic heritage? What is my nationality?
Member for Dawson and Social Policy and Legal Affairs Committee Chair George Christensen MP says the committee has also heard how women who act as surrogate mothers are at risk of exploitation.
There's issues right now when it comes to the exploitation of women, particularly vulnerable women in the third world, countries like Thailand, Cambodia, Nepal, the Philippines, where a large sum of money can be dangled in front of someone that really isn't large in Australia. Several $1,000s could equate to a couple of years worth of income in one of those countries. And almost anything would go in return for that pay packet to come across to them. And that's the concerns that Chief Judge Pascoe has raised, and others in this area have raised as well. By allowing Australians to go overseas into these third world countries, seek commercial surrogacy arrangements, even in countries where it's been banned, and having our Department of Immigration easily issue Australian citizenship to the newborn child, and therefore being able to issue a passport, in effect, are we facilitating something as a country which is not just exploitation, but in some instances against another country's law?
The committee expects to table a report by June 2016. To read submissions and find out more, visit aph.gov.au/surrogacy.